Without further ado, Pride and Prejudice.
To the library. I don't want Miss Lydia to read it.
Yes, sir.
You know I don't like to be disturbed while reading.
Very good, sir.
Mr. Bennet, have you heard the news?
I have not.
It is of tremendous importance to all of us.
Just wait until I finish this chapter.
No, it is more important than any book that has ever been written. The great house at Netherfield has been let at last. Yes, Mrs. Long has just been here and told me. Well, don't you want to know who has taken it?
You want to tell me? I have no objection to hear it.
Well, he is a young man with a large fortune from the north of England, and he has already installed a retinue of servants.
What's his name?
His name is Bingley.
Married or single?
Single, my dear, to be sure. With 4,000 or 5,000 a year. What a splendid thing for one of our girls.
Oh, no. How can it affect them?
Mr. Bennet, how can you be so tiresome? You must know I am thinking of his marrying one of them.
That is design in settling in.
Design nonsense! It is quite likely that he will fall in love with one of them. So you must go and visit. As soon as possible.
I see no occasion for that. You and the girls may go, or you might send them by themselves. You're as handsome as any of them. Mr. Bingley might like you the best of the bunch.
Mr. Bennet, you flatter me. But when a woman has 5 grown daughters, it is time she gave over thinking of her own beauty. So you must go visit at once.
That's going rather far. You know my habit.
Mr. Bennet, do you ever think of your daughter's futures? Do you not realize that with the house entailed away, they'll be practically penniless when you die?
I've had a letter.
Now, Mr. Bennet, we are not talking of letters. Don't try and change the subject. We're talking of Collins, odious creature, you entailing away your home from your own daughters.
It's really impossible for you to grasp the fact that the law of entail is not of my devising. The law dictates all estates shall be inherited by male descendants only. We have no son who can possibly remember that.
Mr. Bennet, how can you criticize me? You have no compassion over my nerves.
I have a great compassion for your nerves, my dear. I have heard about them for these last 20 years.
Yes, but you don't know what I suffer.
That's right, my dear. Have a nice to cry. It always seems to have your nerves.
Lady Lucas and Miss Lucas, madame.
Dear me, I think I'll go outside. My horse needs exercising. I'll be back in half an hour. Tea.
Back for tea. Let him miss his tea. It will do him good. Now, where are the girls? Oh, how nice. I've been pining to see you. He'll ring for tea and then get the girls.
Let me get near the fire. I'm positively frozen. We only have a few moments to spend with you.
Have you heard about our new neighbors?
Yes, we have met the young man, Mrs. Bennet. Charming, perfectly charming. Charlotte is quite smitten with him, aren't you, my love?
Oh, it's no use being smitten the moment he sets eyes on Jane.
Yes, we must get Jane out of the way.
It's going to get me out of the way, Mamma.
Not if I can prevent it. Lady Lucas. Hello, Charles.
Good afternoon. Oh, Mama, did you hear?
Well, how do you like my new bonnet? I think it's sweetly pretty.
Girls. Lady Lucas has met Mr. Bingley.
Sir William had already met him in London and is delighted with him. Young, handsome, extremely agreeable, and rich, my
I
dears.
must get Mr. Bennet to call.
You'll have to wait a few days. He's gone up to London on business.
Are you sure?
Certainly. He was to dine with us yesterday, and we received a note of regret that he was called to London. Charlotte was so disappointed, weren't you, dear?
Oh, yes, Mamma.
Indeed, I do not believe in men fleeting about from place to place instead of settling down in Netherfield as he ought.
Surely, Mamma. He has a right to go to London if he wishes.
He only went for the night. May be back today. He's giving a ball at Michaelmas.
I must get Mr. Bennet to call.
He's bringing his sister, Caroline, back with him. Also, a Mr. Darcy, Squire of Pemberley, a princely estate. He is even wealthier than Mr. Bingley, and they are inseparable friends.
Is he also a bachelor?
Yes, but reported to be engaged to his cousin, the daughter of Lady Catherine de Bourgh.
Indeed, I don't believe in marriages between cousins, but the engagement is only a report, Lady Lucas.
Yes, so far. But he's a very high and mighty young man, Mrs. Bennet. He wouldn't look at anyone under a peer's daughter. His mother was the Lady Anne Darcy, sister of Lady Catherine de Bourgh, a very old family.
Then Charlotte is not in the running either.
Mamma, please.
You forget, dear Mrs. Bennet, that since Sir William was knighted by His Majesty, Charlotte has been presented at court.
You forget, Lady Lucas, that Mr. Bennet was born a gentleman, and my girls don't need to be presented.
Lady Lucas, why...
No, thank you, dear. Come, Charlotte. We have other calls to make.
On any mutual friends, Lady Lucas?
Oh, only the Longs and perhaps the Hamiltons.
Dear Jane.
Ah, my child. I wish Charlotte had been endowed with a quarter of your good looks. You will certainly be the belle at the Bingley ball. Though it is true sometimes men prefer character. Goodbye, Mrs. Bennet.
Goodbye, Lady Lucas.
Goodbye, my dears. The tea was delightful.
Goodbye, yeah. Oh, what a cat that woman is. Men prefer character, do they?
I can't say that I have noticed it, but if she means that our Janie lacks it, that is her mistake.
Oh, she's only jealous. Poor Charlotte was squirming all over.
She didn't mean anything. Besides, perhaps I haven't any character. So long as you'll all love me, I don't mind.
You have the loveliest character in the world, Jane.
Mama, your eyes are red. You weren't crying before the Lucases came over, were you?
Yes, your papa, of all the selfish, disobliging man, cantankerous and inconsiderate.
What unspeakable thing has he done this time?
He refuses to call on Mr. Bingley for no reason in the world.
Did you ask him to?
Of course.
And you call that no reason? Why, don't you know yet that men instinctively refuse everything we ask them to do and end by doing it?
That doesn't sound very sensible.
Who said that they were sensible? I'll wager that Papa is on his way to Netherfield at this very moment.
Well, who cares if we meet Mr. Bingley or not? I don't, for one. I prefer men in, uniform. Military ones.
Ah, yes, army officers are excellent companions. You can talk to them and be thinking of something else at the same time.
I don't see why.
I can't imagine why any intelligent man would voluntarily choose a regimented life.
Easy, really? I don't know where you get all your queer ideas. But what makes you think that your father is really...
Well, upon my word, look!
Now, you should not be staring out so... What is it? Why, it's your father. And two gentlemen, Lizzie Roncallier. I believe it is our new neighbors.
You see, one can always tell what they will do.
Lizzie, how clever you are.
And none of you dressed in your taffetas. Please go. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Puffy sleeves, please. Gorgeous.
I would like to introduce to you our new neighbors. Mr. Bingley, my wife. Mr. Darcy, my wife, and my daughters. Miss Jane, Miss Elizabeth, Miss Mary, Miss Catherine, and Miss Lydia. Have you some tea left for us, Mrs. Bennet?
Yes, I am all a tremble. Lydia, a ring for Hill, my love. Charmed, my dears.
Your servant, ma'am.
I was riding to Netherfield to call on these gentlemen and actually met them en route to the village. What's so funny?
Never mind, my love. How nice it is to have some eligible young men in the neighborhood at last. I do hope we'll be seeing you more this winter, Mr. Bingley.
I think I can promise that, ma'am.
I hope you are finding our part of the country to your liking, Mr. Darcy.
I do not care for the country, Miss Bennet.
What a pity. Then it must irk you to be compelled to live in it. Lady Lucas was telling us of your estate at Pemberley.
Care for the country, sir? Surely you don't prefer London to Derbyshire?
I find one moves in such a confined circle outside big cities.
Indeed. Well, I, for one, don't agree with you. I believe the only advantage that cities have over us is their shops. It is true you cannot truly get what you want in High Street at Meryton. And while it certainly upsets me at times...
Does it?
Mr. Bingley, I hear from Mrs. Long that your drawing room has such a charming prospect over the gravel walk, and I really don't know anywhere in the country to equal Netherfield for its view. I do hope you won't be leaving us so soon, even though you have such a short lease.
I see you've not been idle, Mrs. Bennet.
Everything I do is done in a hurry. When I fall in love, I expect it will be the same.
That is not something to boast of, my dear fellow. It is the mark of a far from solid character. Thank you, Miss
Thank
Bennet.
goodness for that. Mr. Bingley seems far too charming for solidity.
You begin to understand me, Miss Bennet.
Perfectly.
Is that a compliment? To be so transparent?
In this case, yes. It is not always the deep people who are the charming ones.
Charming ones often cause the most trouble, though.
So, you are a student of character, Miss Bennet.
At times.
But you must have little opportunity to exercise your gift here.
On the contrary, sir.
I am of the opinion that those who live in the country belong to the country.
Well, as for me, I like them both. City or country. Wherever I am, I'm happy. Give me a horse, a long road, a whiff of hay, and a country road.
Oh, that is because you have a nice disposition, Mr. Bingley. That gentleman seems to believe that green fields are beneath him.
Mamma, you merely misunderstand Mr. Darcy. He only means that city folk are different from us. May I get you some more tea, sir? I'm sure yours
Thank
has
you
grown
very
cold.
much. It is warm enough for me.
Mr. Bingley, I do believe you know Sir William Lucas.
Oh, yes, he was one of the first gentlemen of the county to honor me with a visit.
Oh, such an agreeable man. So genteel and easy. So much all the men of fashion. Always something to say to everybody. So unlike those gentlemen who believe themselves too high as to say anything except to open their mouths and criticize.
Might be well to give them less cause.
I was sorry not to hear earlier. My friend Charlotte Lucas was here.
Oh, Mr. Bingley, isn't it a shame that Charlotte is so plain?
She seemed a very pleasant young lady.
Oh, yes. But her face.
Mrs. Bennet, how about releasing the gentleman to the library for a glass of Madeira wine? That homicidal feeling is creeping over me again, that invariability that attacks me at tea parties.
That's very good in you, sir, but we must be getting back to Netherfield. My sister is alone.
You mustn't believe that, Mr. Bingley. Bennet really wishes to murder my guest, sir. He's not such a bear as he pretends. Mr. Bennet, if you say such things, the gentleman will begin to pity me.
Indeed, ma'am, we would never dream of pitying you.
Your servant, ma'am. I trust we may look forward to your visit to Netherfield with your daughters. My sister is impatient to receive you.
Yes. Tell Charlotte that we will visit tomorrow. I want to be quite certain of securing you both for a little assembly we're having next month.
Oh, that's most kind of you.
Yes. We always give our balls about this time.
We shall be prodigiously pleased to come. You may be rest assured of that.
Now, if you take a look at the trees, yes, out there, straight.
Whatever is Mama talking of?
Jane, he likes you.
Whoever do you mean, Lizzie?
I don't mean Mr. Darcy, for I doubt that he likes anyone, with the probable exception of himself. But Mr. Bingley, now there's a man with rare intelligence and perception. From the first moment he laid his eyes on you, he could look at nothing else. I approve of him for that.
Oh, Lizzie, for all the worldly wisdom you so delight to assume, you truly have a romantic heart.
What? Never have I been so insulted.
Well, do not dare to deny it. And someday some man will discover it, and he will make you love him desperately, marvelously.
Perhaps, my sweet Jane. But I have not yet met the man who could inspire so much as a flicker of interest.
Not Mr. Darcy.
No. Where is Mama?
That Mr. Darcy. So high and conceited, dear me, there was no enduring him.
Oh, but what a darling Mr. Bingley is!
Jane, I flatter myself you made quite the impression on Mr. Bingley. Now, Mr. Bennet is coming in.
Impression you made on Mr. Darcy.
I do not want to make any sort of impression on such a man. I don't want his admiration.
That sounds like a veritable coincidence to me.
My girls, I don't know how you will ever thank your father for his kindness in bringing them over. Or me either, for that matter.
Well, as His Royal Highness departed, oh, thank heavens, I hope I never meet such a conceited prig again.
Oh, Lydia, where did you get to, my love?
Well, I couldn't stand the majestic atmosphere of Mr. Darcy, Mamma. He made me feel much too inferior.
Never mind, dear. Even though you are the youngest, you are just as pretty as Lizzie. And Mr. Bingley is sure to dance with you at our ball.
Thank you.
What ball, Mamma?
Well, the one we're giving next month.
Thank you for the news of my intentions, Mrs. Bennet. But may I crave a little further information?
I do wish you'd tell us beforehand of your intentions, Mamma.
Oh, that is because I only knew of it just before I said it.
I may be unduly inquisitive, Mrs. Bennet, but who is going to pay for all of this nonsense?
You silly man. How can you expect me to find husbands for your daughters if you continue to be so stingy with me?
You must invite all the officers from Colonel Foster's regiment, Mamma. I'll give you their names.
Only the ones with private incomes, my dear. It is just as easy to fall in love with one of them.
Now, Mrs. Bennet, I have a surprise for you. I have a confession to make.
A confession? Mr. Bennet, what have you been up to?
Well, it's about that letter I received a week ago. I tried to tell you about it this afternoon, but as per usual, I couldn't induce you to listen.
Mr. Bennet, I do believe in your own good time we shall know what you are talking about.
Well, Mrs. Bennet, I hope you have an extra nice dinner for us this evening.
The dinner I serve you are usually excellent. But why this one especially?
Because we are about to have an addition to the family circle for a few weeks. Our guest may arrive any time now.
Mr. Bennet, you will be the death of me with your slow way of telling things. A gentleman! May one ask his name?
Mr. William Collins. My cousin, you know, the one who may turn you all out as soon as I am dead.
How you love your little jokes, my dear. As if that odious creature would show his face here. I cannot bear to think of that Collins coming here at all. If it were not for the entail, I shouldn't mind it.
Now, Mrs. Bennet, let me explain his reason for inviting himself. Your heart may be softened.
Indeed it will not. I think it very impertinent of him to invite himself, and very hypocritical. And when he comes, I shall be very reserved with him. Very reserved indeed.
In his letter, he hinted, only hinted, mind you, that he had the object purpose of looking at one of our daughters for a wife. That way he can partly atone for his guilt of inheriting our estate.
So then there must be some proper feeling.
Can he be a sensible man, sir?
He sounds to me like a bit of a...
Now, Lydia, is that the way to speak of a clergyman?
Well, I thought I heard you refer to him as an odious creature a few moments ago, Mama.
That antedated his becoming a matrimonial prospect.
Mr. Bennett, sir.
Him. Him. We ought to have a Mr. Collins stay for dinner and to stay for several weeks.
Quite, madame. I was going to say. I showed the gentleman to his room as soon as you arrived, just as you directed.
Oh, Mr. Bennett, no, you don't mean. Is it really? Is he here?
It is the gentleman, ma'am. Mr. Collins.
Collins. You can't believe how excited your letters have made me in this meeting.
Your most obedient, sir.
Mrs. Bennett, I would like to introduce to you the Reverend Mr. Collins. Mr. Collins, my wife, and my daughters, Miss Jane, Miss Elizabeth, Miss Mary, Miss Catherine, and Miss Lydia.
I've been long anxious to come. I am grateful, ma'am, that my overtures were so graciously accepted by you.
Not at all, dear cousin. We've looked forward to this happy occasion.
I must compliment you, ma'am, on so fine a family of daughters. I'd heard much of their beauty, but in this instance, fame falls far short of truth. There is no doubt you will soon see them well disposed in marriage.
Oh, that is very kind, cousin, because they will certainly need rich husbands. Things are arranged so very oddly.
You doubtless allude to the entail of the estate, ma'am.
Yes, it is a grievous affair, though I do not blame you. It is far from it, for we all know who is to blame.
Indeed, I am very sensitive of the hardship to my fair cousins, but I've come with a plan. Perhaps when we are better acquainted.
Mr. Collins, I must see that Hill is getting out Mr. Bennett's better port. Lydia and Mary and Kitty, you may help me. And in the meantime, Mr. Collins, do proceed with your plan.
You are hospitality itself, dear Mrs. Bennet.
Mr. Collins, you hinted in your letters that you seem to be prodigious fortunate in your patroness.
Ah, the Lady Catherine de Bourgh.
Lady Catherine de Bourgh?
You know her ladyship, cousin?
Only by name, sir. We do not mingle with such exalted society here at Meryton.
Do not be downhearted, dear Miss Elizabeth. Stranger things have happened, I assure you. And when you do meet her ladyship, believe me, you will agree it is the greatest of privileges. She has actually invited me to dine at her mansion, Rosings, twice, and sent for me only last Sunday to make up her pool at Quadrille. Yes, indeed, her ladyship is considered proud and haughty by many people, but I have seen nothing but affability and condescension.
Well, does her ladyship live near you?
The garden in which stands my humble abode is separated only by a lane from Rosings Park.
You certainly are blessed, sir.
I try to remain worthy of my good fortune, sir. I often observed to her ladyship that her daughter seemed born to be a duchess. These little remarks please a mother who is nobly born, and it's the sort of attention I feel it's my duty to pay.
You certainly have a high sense of duty. May I ask whether it comes naturally, or do you think it out?
No, it is quite natural with me, sir.
The dressing bell. We dine at 7:30, Mr. Collins.
And my fair cousins, if you care for it, after dinner, I'm considered a very good reader. I will gladly read aloud to you as we gather round the fire.
That'll be entrancing. We have a vast deal of novels.
Novels? Oh, my dear cousin, I never read such works. But I have brought with me an excellent volume of Fordyce's sermons.
Good job.
How warm it is in the ballroom. I'm pining for a drink of something cool.
And it's my privilege to offer it to you.
Miss Amelia and Captain Denny, did you ever in your lives have such an utterly delightful time?
Never, Miss Lydia. Upon my honor.
It has been charming.
I know my mama and papa are giving the ball, and I shouldn't run on about it so, but I can't help it, I really can't.
And why shouldn't you? Some shrub, Miss Lydia.
No. Papa says it's too strong. Too inferior. He thinks I'm a child.
Papas are all like that. Shall we return to the ballroom?
By all means.
Mr. Wickham!
Servants, but there's something most grievously wrong here.
Wrong?
That you should be alone for an instant. It is a reflection on the intelligence of every gentleman present that one so young and surpassingly fair should lack an escort.
You officers talk as beautifully as you look.
Our grim lives of duty make us doubly appreciative, Miss Lydia. After the rigors of life camp, it is a sheer delight to find oneself in such elegant company, in such fine a house.
Well, you must see many houses that are finer.
But not so many that bespeak so much of quiet gentility, a perfect setting for such exquisite an ornament as...
As what?
Need I say it, Miss Lydia?
I think you might.
Your father's a wealthy man, Miss Bennet, but I should say, his greatest treasure is his youngest daughter.
Oh, my dear Lydia. And my dear Mr. Wickham.
Your servant, ma'am.
Have you seen our conservatory?
Yes, I've just been in...
Lydia, you must take him to see our conservatory. We have some tropical things. I can never remember the dreadful Latin names, but they are particularly fine specimens.
Oh, come, Mr. Wickham.
With pleasure.
Yes, just think of it, my youngest daughter and virtually of marriageable age. Isn't it incredible?
With 5 daughters, you must find yourself in a constant state of incredibility.
Yes, it does make life so interesting. Well, would you care for some shrub, Lady Lucas? Mr. Bennet promised that it was perfectly harmless. There you are. Yes. Oh, my dears, you must go in and dance. The musicians become so discouraged when no one is dancing in the conservatory. Yes.
Such a well-behaved young lady.
Yes, I like her prodigiously, even though she's not a bit pretty.
I've noticed how fond you are of my Charlotte.
Yes. Miss Lucas, you must not feel that way. Charlotte is a very sensible girl.
That means it's going to be quite difficult to find her a husband. You should know how little regard gentlemen have for sense in young ladies, dear Mrs. Bennet.
Yes, but I'm not quite an authority on such matters. I was married so young.
Yes, I know that.
To be young again. Mr. Bennet is not a bit romantic. Lady Lucas, do you think our husbands ever really...
And you, Lady Lucas? Shame on you.
Mr. Bennet promised that there was nothing in it.
Then my dear papa must have been a bit absent-minded when he made the mixture.
Oh.
It's violently potent.
Oh, Lady Lucas, it is best that we do not finish our cups.
Your guests are awaiting you, Mamma.
Charlotte, my dear. I do hope that you will be most kind to Mr. Darcy.
As nice as I may be, Mrs. Bennet.
Yes. Well, none of my girls can abide him. Yes. The plants and the
Is it not a relief to get away from all those dancing dervishes? Will you have some of this shrub, Charlotte?
Mr. Bingley was saying what a good idea it was to have it away from the ballroom, where a man could have his tipple in peace. Nice young gentleman, isn't he?
Quite charming. Jane seems to think so, too. How lovely she looked tonight. Her eyes were like stars. I wonder if her shyness is such an asset, though.
You fear Bingley might need encouragement?
Few men possess enough heart to be really in love without it, Charles.
I think he will get the needed encouragement tonight. Jane looks lovely.
I hope so. But for myself, I call it deadly dull. All I can see is a number of brainless young men and eager young ladies prancing about awkwardly to the strains of tepid music. Do you find this sort of thing fun, Charles?
It's a means to an end. Surely Miss Caroline Bingley is warning enough against spinsterhood.
Is a warning necessary?
Did you notice the fair young Lydia's progress down the ballroom tonight? Right onto the maternal nose, too. And your mother just fairly beamed on her.
Ah, yes, Mamma is shocked if a gentleman glimpses our ankles. But to let her understand that he may attain complete possession is perfectly proper.
Dear me, my feet do ache.
What do you think of that new man, Mr. Wickham? Very attractive, isn't he?
That Collins tread all over me.
But are you trying to evade my question, Charlotte?
About Mr. Wickham, I noticed Miss Bingley refused to stand up with him.
I expect she models herself off Darcy and only stands up with members of the peerage.
To be quite sincere, dear, I feel there's something not quite right about this Mr. Wickham. Concentrate on Darcy, dear. Rich, aristocratic.
Priggish and snobbish?
Well, we must take what offers. When do we ever get the knights of our dreams? Men were put into the world to teach women the law of compromise.
Don't be ridiculous, Charlotte. Come, you must speed the few remaining guests.
Oh, Miss Elizabeth.
Oh, I'm vastly sorry you were leaving, Amanda.
It was a delightful evening. Shall I see you tomorrow, my dear Charlotte?
Yes, and you looked lovely going down to the ballroom this evening. All the gentlemen were quite struck with you.
Thank you. It was a most excellent ball.
We can go out this way. The carriage is near the door.
We shall see you out.
What are you thinking of? Come, you must be a good fellow. Dance!
I apologize that I am not adding to the gaiety of the assembly, but it is hard to be a good fellow on such an occasion.
But aren't any of the young ladies to your taste?
I should call them all uncommonly pretty.
And Miss Jane is the prettiest of all. Really, Darcy, you are notoriously lacking in appreciation. But did you ever behold anyone more exquisitely lovely?
If you wish me to agree with you, I will absolutely do so.
And what of her sister? She's quite pretty too.
Miss Elizabeth?
Yes.
She is the one above all others that I prefer to avoid.
But really, Darcy, she is most agreeable.
On the contrary, she is one of the most disagreeable young women I have ever had the ill luck to encounter.
Shame on you, Darcy. She's a delightful girl. Go find out for yourself.
Very well. But I'll only stand up with her once, and for your sake.
You may change your mind.
And why do we tolerate that man?
No doubt because he is of the very rich, and those who are not of the tribe adore it.
Well, I shall see that he does not come here again.
You forget, my dear, that he is the bosom friend of Bingley and may influence him against Jane.
Yes.
Oh, Miss Elizabeth, I was looking for you to bid you good night. I'm leaving at once. If you'll excuse me, something most unpleasant.
Unpleasant? Here?
I would rather not talk about it.
Oh, but Mr. Wickham, I insist.
Just now, Mr. Darcy in the ballroom.
Mr. Darcy? What has he done?
Your mother was present me to Miss Bingley. He was with her at the moment, and they declined to be introduced and walked away.
This is beyond bearing. But why? I was not aware that you'd even met before.
We knew each other only far too well.
And yet he has refused to meet you. There's usually some reason for a gentleman to refuse to meet a fellow guest.
A gentleman would have more consideration for his hostess.
I'm not qualified to form any opinion on Mr. Darcy. I've known him too long and too well to be a proper judge.
But why did he offer you such an affront?
Please do not ask me, Miss Elizabeth. If you'll permit me, I shall say goodnight. He may come in. I would not subject you to a repetition of the disgraceful scene in the ballroom.
Injustice. I am full of sympathy.
You are so kind.
Tell me, Where did you know him?
My father was manager of Darcy Estate in Derbyshire.
Oh.
When the elder Darcy died, he instructed his son to bestow upon me a sum of money.
May one ask why, Mr. Wickham?
I was his godson. He was very fond of me.
But surely Mr. Darcy obeyed his dead father's wishes.
He refused me both the money and the living.
The wretch!
I was forced to enter the army, a life I detested.
But what could have induced him to behave so cruelly?
A determined dislike of me which I can attribute only to jealousy.
Indeed, I do not like Mr. Darcy, but I could hardly have believed him to be dishonest.
And I should have thought him too proud to be.
Thank you for your sympathy. It is most precious to me. If you'll permit me to go now. Please convey my apologies and regrets to Miss Bennet. I will go this way.
There's a sample of Darcy for you.
I don't like emotional men. It seems to me the reserve of Darcy is preferable. Surely, Lizzie, there must be two sides to this affair.
Yes, a right and a wrong.
Ah, Miss Elizabeth. They're playing the last extra. May I have the honor?
Thank you, sir, but I am too tired to dance. Besides, I fear the honor would be more than I could bear.
Have I had the misfortune to offend you?
It is rather Mr. Wickham whom you have offended, one of my mother's guests.
It is more than he merits, ma'am.
He certainly lacked the talent to retain you.
He has the talent for making new friendships, but I doubt that he has the talent to retain them.
Did you enjoy the music, Mr. Darcy?
Very much, thank you.
It is your turn to make him a remark now.
Whatever you wish me to say, you may consider it said.
Very well. I dare say there are times when perhaps it is best to limit conversation to yes or no.
Are you consulting your own feelings on this matter, or do you imagine you're gratifying mine?
Both. I recognize our similarity. We are each unsociable and taciturn, reluctant to speak unless we can say something that will astonish the whole room or be handed down to posterity.
I hardly think this describes your character, Miss Bennet. I believe you are describing mine and including yourself out of pity for my wounded feelings.
Have you any, Mr. Darcy?
Evidently you have decided about that.
I hear such different accounts of you. When you are present, some of those reports seem difficult to believe.
Why bother to try to sort them out in the first place? It is much easier to
Oh, are you ready, Mr. Darcy? Almost everyone has left. You didn't dance much, Miss Elizabeth.
No, there was a scarcity of gentlemen in the ballroom, and I preferred to leave them to our guests. I trust you had plenty of partners, Miss Bingley. Do sit while waiting for your brother.
Thank you. I expect he'll come here for me. You danced a good deal with Mr. Wickham. I didn't know he was a friend of yours. However did you meet him?
He came here with Colonel Forster. He is an interesting young man and seems a gentleman.
What curious taste you must have, Miss Elizabeth.
We are speaking of one of my mother's guests, Miss Bingley.
I hear you are quite delighted with him. Did you know his father was merely a steward on the Darcy estate? A sort of servant. No doubt he told you Mr. Darcy had injured him.
He did.
Do let me caution you not to give too much credence to his tales. The truth happens to be just the contrary. I'm sorry you must be disillusioned, but what can you expect considering his origin?
That seems to be his chief fault in your eyes, Miss Bingley. People don't simply arrange their origins in advance, nor have I observed that the well-born are invariably the well-bred. I think perhaps you attach too much importance to the accident of birth.
Accident? Really, Miss Elizabeth?
Didn't you ever learn any biology?
I hope I was never so unfeminine. I'm told you are clever and read books on subjects belonging only to gentlemen. well, it won't get you very far.
And when you speak of getting far, I suppose you refer to marriage with one of them?
Certainly, and you are going the wrong way about that, I assure you. Men detest clever women.
Well, why did you let them learn how clever you are, Miss Bingley? I must go get my wraps. Are you coming, Lizzie?
I will tell your brother you are waiting for him.
Ill-bred young woman. I can imagine what you are thinking, Mr. Darcy.
I doubt it.
Oh, yes. We are too much alike for me not to feel your disgust at such people. That Elizabeth, forward, overeducated. I am longing to return home to Netherfield to hear you hold forth on the family.
I was really thinking what a pair of pretty eyes can do in the face of a beautiful woman.
Who is the lady?
Miss Elizabeth Bennet.
Goodness! I am all astonishment. How long has she been in favor, and when am I to wish you joy?
Exactly what I expected you to ask. A woman's imagination is so rapid it jumps from admiration to love and love to marriage in but a few moments.
Nay, if you really are serious about it, I shall consider you already married, for you will certainly encounter no opposition, and what a charming mother-in-law you will have.
I can allay your fears, Miss Bingley, for I have no doubt that Miss Elizabeth Bennet will soon be married, but not to me.
I'm glad to hear you say that, Mr. Darcy, for the family really is impossible, the mother especially.
You really should have danced more with others.
Danced with the others when you were there?
Charles.
Have you noticed Charles? He seems to be falling in love with Jane. Of course, I am very fond of her. She really is a dear, sweet girl. But my dearest ambition has always been to see Charles and your sister Georgiana. I really should hate to hurt her, but my brother's interests come first.
I cannot imagine he is really serious, but I will have a talk with him tonight. I'll go and hurry them.
Oh, Mr. Darcy, sir, I've only just heard that you are the nephew of my revered patroness, Lady Catherine. I want to apologize for not having paid my respects earlier. I'm happy to inform you that her ladyship is enjoying robust health. I heard from her only yesterday. She bids me speed my wooing and hurry home.
What? Wooing, Mr. Collins? Are you contemplating marriage?
It's a secret as yet, ma'am, but as you are friends of the family...
The family?
It is Miss Elizabeth. I've chosen her to be mistress of my parsonage.
Oh, may I congratulate you, Mr. Collins? A most suitable marriage, and I don't expect you will be refused. It is no easy matter for girls without connections or wealth to find suitable husbands, especially when they are hampered with an oversupply of intelligence.
You do her an injustice, Miss Bingley. I'm sure my fair cousin is not unsexed with too much brain. I shouldn't like that at all, you know. May I hope to see something of you when next you visit your revered relative?
Have I kept you waiting?
Charles, here you are at last.
Awfully sorry, but I have been having such a splendid time.
You will all excuse me, but there is a certain young lady who commands my most ardent attention.
Well, I expect Miss Bennet's wits will keep her from that particular calamity.
Are we all ready? I've already said goodnight to our hostess.
I'd like a bracelet before our cool drive. Anybody else?
By the way, Charles, what was it Jane was telling you about her uncle?
Oh, I dislike speaking ill of a man I've never met before, but he told me he is an attorney.
Good heavens!
And lives at Cheapside.
Well, if Jane and Elizabeth have enough uncles to fill all Cheapside, it doesn't make one of them one bit less lovable and charming.
True, but it does materially lessen their chances of marrying well.
My dear,
She came back in a hack chase.
Isn't it shocking? She hasn't kept a carriage in a 12-month.
Must be picking in town for the season. He's prodigiously fond of superior society.
And how you will adorn it, Miss Belinda.
Somebody a maid. Green bells will cover thee. Cometh, breathe over thee. Where thou art laid. Somebody a maid.
Standing up with you.
Not too many protestations, sir.
Had a happy time. I've noticed you.
Oh, Lizzie, I am the happiest in the world.
Of course you are. Why wouldn't you be? I'm certain Mr. Bingley never once left your side.
He was a perfect gentleman. He was so kind to me all evening, Lizzie.
Of course, with your lovely character. He's perfectly suited to you. I think you're in very grave danger of being in love with him.
I think I should think him the loveliest man in the world.
Well then, I shall consider you as good as married.
Oh, Miss Lydia, you shouldn't. You shouldn't really. Master would be prodigious vexed if his journal is a bit disturbed. He would be upset for the rest of the day.
What he doesn't know won't hurt him.
But, miss, he knows if even a fly walks on it. He cannot bear a fussed-up journal. Turns him up if it's the least bit creased.
Be quiet, Hill.
But, miss, I shall get the brunt of it.
Do you good.
Lydia, naughty girl, put that journal down at once. Dear me, isn't your father cross enough in the mornings?
Well, I only wanted to see where Captain Regiment's station was going to be.
If you caught the merest glimpse of you near that table, the whole business would be settled. You better put it back exactly as it was.
Well, I really do wish I knew where Captain Regiment's station was to be put, Mamma.
Ah, my dear, you are worthy of more than a penniless fellow in a uniform.
But just think how their uniforms show off their dashing figures, Mamma.
That's not just true.
Well, upon my word, I think you must be quite the silliest creature in the country. I've suspected it for some time now, but now I'm certain.
Dear Mr. Bennet. Oh, dear. Dear Mr. Bennet. I really have to choose that way to speak of any of my girls. I would never speak that way of my own child.
If my children are idiots, I hope I'd be intelligent enough to know it.
Well, you can't expect a girl to have as much sense as her mother. I'm sure Lydia doesn't think of men in uniform any more than I did at her age. I thought Mr. Wickham looked very becoming in his regimentals this week.
Yes. Well, Mama, my Aunt Phillips says Colonel Foster and Mr. Wickham are quite often standing at Clark's library in the village. Could, Kitty, Lydia, and, could we go into the village this afternoon, please?
My God, get something useful to do. Go get your studies and don't let me hear any more of this nonsense.
Pa, I think you handle Lydia the wrong way.
She's only a baby yet. Soldiers are still sweet to her.
I only hope she'll get more sense as she grows older. Though I doubt that never comes if it isn't born in a female.
I do suppose that our Mr. Collins is preparing his sermon for Sunday.
Are we really to be bereft of a sparkling society in a few days? Your opinion of that young man has changed, Mrs. Bennet. He still inherits the estate, you know.
But I fancy it's a stay in the family after all. You see, he seems so taken with our Lizzie. And what with Jane and our Mr. Bingley?
You've the whole thing settled there. Do the gentlemen know of your plans?
How can you be so tiresome?
Jane, will you walk to the village with me this afternoon? I have to get some...
Jane, dear, I thought you were going to visit Mr. Bingley.
I don't know.
Jane, dear, you really ought to stay home.
There's too much chatter here. I'm going upstairs to read my paper in peace.
Dear me, men have no control over their nerves.
Papa is only teasing you, Mama.
We have another.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, letters. Oh.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right. Is there one for me?
Letters are missing.
That's
Yes, my apologies. 2 for Miss Lizzie.
Wickham.
1 for Miss Lydia. Shall I take her to her schoolroom?
No, Lydia is too young to read her own letters.
There are several for the master. Shall I take them to him?
Yes, take them upstairs.
I don't sit in it anyway.
Oh, Lydia.
I said, yeah.
Well. Let's keep that over there. Oh, the cousin. How nice it is to see you again.
Thank you, but I had 2 sermons to prepare in readiness for my return to my parish. And now, nothing remains to be done before my lamented departure Wednesday, except...
I wonder if I can guess. Oh, you naughty boy.
Have I your permission, and Mr. Bennet, of course, to pay my respects to your fair daughter, Miss Elizabeth? I should like an interview with her this morning, if possible, before I write to my revered patroness.
Nothing would give me greater pleasure, my dear.
Then you will persuade her to grant me a private audience.
Yes, yes, of course. Oh, she's here somewhere. Where's my girl? Lizzie, my dear! Lizzie! Lizzie! Elizabeth? Where? She's here
Where are
somewhere.
you calling, Ma? Oh, Mr. Collins. Have you finished your sermon? You must excuse me. I must reply to this letter from...
Lizzie. Mr. Collins does have something he would like to say to you.
But Mr. Collins can have nothing.
I desire you remain here. Sit.
It is perfectly understandable and indeed proper that a young girl should display this modesty, my dear Mrs. Bennet. Pray don't blame your charming daughter. Indeed, Miss Elizabeth, it is an added incentive. You can hardly be in doubt as to what I'm about to propose, my fair and lovely Elizabeth. Your natural delicacy may lead you to dissemble, but I flatter myself my intentions have been too marked to be mistaken. I've singled you out as the companion of my future life. And before my feelings run away with me, I owe it to you to tell you the reasons. That very noble lady, my patroness, has condescended to advise me to marry, and goes so far even as to promise to actually visit the lady I bring to the parsonage as my wife, if I choose wisely. Another reason, my fair Elizabeth, is that you have the honor of knowing her nephew, Mr. Darcy. The mere fact of your acquaintance with him would do much to recommend you to her favor. And charming and genteel as he is, his manners are of nothing of those to his noble aunt. You could learn so much from her. And these are my motives. And now, nothing remains to be done but to assure you the violence of my affection. And I know £1,000 invested at 4% is all you will have as dowry. And even that you will not have until your mother's death, which lamentable event may not occur for many years. And on that score, you can rest assured that no ungenerous word of reproach shall ever pass my lips after we are married.
Aren't you a little hasty, sir? You seem to forget that I have made no answer to this dazzling offer. I appreciate the honor you have done me, but candor compels me to decline it.
Indeed, I understand, dear Miss Elizabeth. It is a charming and delicate custom for young ladies to say no when they really mean yes. Therefore, I am not at all discouraged and shall hope to lead you to the altar before very long.
Upon my word, sir, you are difficult to discourage. I can assure you that I am not one of those idiotic young ladies you describe, if indeed they exist outside of novels. Difficult as it is for you to believe. I will not marry you.
Oh, come, Miss Elizabeth.
You could not make me happy, and I certainly could not make you so.
Such charming modesty.
What is more, I have no ambition to try. And if your friend, the Lady Catherine de Bourgh, really knew me, she would utterly disapprove of me for the exalted position you offer.
If I thought Lady Catherine would disapprove... no. Impossible.
You had better ask her to choose for you. Only select a young woman with a humbler and more contrite heart.
No, my mind is made up, and I'm too well aware that it is by no means certain that any other gentleman will ever make you an offer. So I naturally understand that your rejection of my suit is according to the usual practice of elegant females.
I see. Well, if you can, try to stop thinking of me as an elegant female. Just picture me as a rational creature with a most inelegant habit of speaking the truth.
You are quite adorable.
Mr. Collins!
Now, I'm quite sure that when my proposal is formally sanctioned by your excellent parents, that you will plainly say yes.
No. Mr. Collins, I will as plainly as possible say no. And you need not scamper in front of me again. This time I am going out by this door.
She loves me. She loves me.
Oh, my dear future son-in-law, am I to wish you joy?
Thank you indeed. I think I have every reason to be satisfied. Of course, I know my cousin's refusal naturally springs from her bashful modesty.
Refusal? With her, that does not mean acceptance.
You think she means it?
No. The girl is headstrong and foolish, but I'll teach her. Yes, I'll teach her.
Headstrong, foolish. Dear me. Those qualities will not make her a very desirable wife. If she continues to reject my suit, I pray you, madam, I pray you, please don't force her. I fear if she has those qualities, she will hardly succeed in making me happy.
Dear, no! The girl is merely willful and so shy. You've no idea. All her life she has run away from admiration. She's a veritable gazelle, I assure you. I'll get her papa. He always brings her the reason. Mr. Bennett, Mr. Bennett.
Headstrong. Foolish. I have just remembered a call I promised to make on Sir William Lucas. Would you be good enough to saddle one of your master's horses for me?
Certainly, sir. The groom is just about to take Ranger out for his morning exercise. He is ready saddled. If you will hurry, we can catch him before he mounts. This way, sir.
You must come quickly. We are all in an uproar. But you are always so slow, Mr. Bennett. Oh, you must use your authority. Oh, he is gone. Oh, Mr. Bennett, you must do something. Lizzie says that she will not marry him. You must insist that she marries him. You must do something. Oh, Mr.
I have not the pleasure of understanding you. May I ask what you are talking about?
To Lizzie and Mr. Collins. She says that she will not marry him. And he begins to say, well, that he won't have her.
Then it seems entirely settled on both sides. What am I supposed to do?
You are to force her to marry him.
Where is this misguided girl?
Elizabeth.
Here, sir.
Come here, my child. I have heard that Mr. Collins has made you an offer, and that you have refused it.
I have, Papa.
And I understand that your mother insists on you accepting him. Isn't that correct, Mrs. Bennett?
Yes. Or I will never speak to her again.
Then it seems an unhappy crossroad has been crossed. If you decide not to accept Mr. Collins, your mother will never speak to you again. And I will never speak to you again if you do.
Papa!
Thank heavens we're rid of Collins for the day.
What? Where?
Well, he's just ridden off with the Lucases. Well, he cannot be back for hours.
Now see what you have done, Lizzie. You ungrateful girl, you have lost him. And that plain-faced, scheming little cat will get him and turn us out of the house before your father is cold in his grave.
Nonsense. Charlotte wouldn't look at him.
Well, not so hasty, Lizzie. Charlotte can't afford to be as particular as you, and she knows it.
Lizzie, how could you decide to be an old maid? What a family I have. Lydia, why didn't you stop him? He might have had you.
Rubbish. Lizzie will be no old maid. Grant man a little judgment. The ineffable Collins is not the only example of his sex. Thank God.
Jane. You called for me, Mama?
Oh, Jane. Lizzie has decided to be an old maid. Oh, dear. Have you been crying? Don't tell me that something has gone wrong between you and Mr. Bingley.
We seem to be the, 5 graces that nobody wants.
Lydia. It's nothing, Ma. Jane just had a letter from Caroline Bingley. From London.
London? You must be joking. He should have made an
Oh, they've only gone up to see some of the playhouses. I'm sure they'll be back soon.
London? He should have made an offer to your father before he left. He has compromised you enough with Stop, Mama. I will get Mr. Bennett.
Don't, Jane. He'll come back.
I can't understand it. Not one word. Caroline merely tells me they won't be back until the spring.
Nonsense. You'll see. He'll be back before the week is out. One thing, Jane. Don't trust Caroline Bingley. She's fond of you, I know, but she doesn't want you as her brother's wife.
Caroline has been so sweet to me, Lizzie. She is incapable of deceit.
All right, my sweet Jane. Believe in her as you do everyone. One comfort. Even she can't persuade Charles that he doesn't love you.
But how can I marry him if his sister is against it?
That you must decide for yourself. If you decide that the anguish of disobliging his cat of a sister is more than equal to the joy of marrying him, then I advise you to refuse him.
Oh, Lizzie, you naughty girl. You know I should marry him if it vexed every relative he has. But if he doesn't come back, I couldn't bear it.
He must come back. You wouldn't be able not to.
Jane, dear, your father and I have agreed to let you accept your Aunt Gardner's invitation to visit him in London.
I didn't know my aunt invited me to London.
Oh, yes, never mind. My letter will be on the way to London very soon, and your father's willing to take you up as soon as you can make ready. Oh, Mama!
Well, Mrs. Bennet, you certainly don't believe that marriages are made in heaven.
My dear, if we left it up to men in heaven, I believe we would all be old maids.
Mama!
Isn't it grand, Mum, to see Miss Jane out at last? 'Tis lovely she looked going for her walk.
Maggie, why are there only 3 cups?
Oh, blessed be to God, Mum. I thought it was only the grand Miss Bingley who was after coming.
Miss Bingley has a brother, Maggie.
Oh, Mum, do you mean it? Himself is coming too?
Wait and see. In the meanwhile, fetch another cup and saucer. And remember, everything must be perfect for Miss Jane's sake. This is a great day for her.
Rely on me, Mum. I'd lay down my life and die for Miss Jane.
We must show Miss Bingley that though we are not as grand as she, we are just as genteel, even though we do live in Cheapside.
See, I've had such a lovely walk. I feel almost well again now.
And you'll feel better still after Miss Bingley's visit, eh, darling?
And wait till I tell you about Lizzie.
What? You've had a letter from her?
What do you think of this? She is staying at Rosings with Lady Catherine de Bourgh.
Indeed.
Mr. and Mrs. Collins invited her.
Mrs. Collins? But I thought that silly young man had made an offer to Lizzie.
Well, yes, but after she rejected him, he tried again with Charlotte Lucas, with better results. Mamma has refused to kiss Lizzie goodnight ever since.
I would think your mother would have thanked heaven instead.
Oh, no. Mamma regards any husband as better than no husband. Papa and Lizzie are the only ones who happen to think differently. About marriage, Mamma is not very romantic.
That is the most penetrating observation I've ever heard from your innocent lips, Jane.
I wonder how Lizzie would like Catherine de Bourgh. I hear she's even more imposing than Mr. Darcy. He is staying at Rosings too. Lizzie detests him, but I have always liked him. I believe that under that proud, shy manner there is some sort of...
like all the world, darling. Bless your sweetheart.
Sure, Mum. 'Tis herself that's driving up to the front door now in the grandest carriage. Miss Bingley it must be, for I never seen the like of the 2 horses in the coachman.
Is Miss Bingley alone, Maggie?
I couldn't see plainly, but 'tis sure I am himself that's sitting in the carriage beside her.
Go and open the door, Maggie. Now, Jane, thank goodness you look so bright. Well, I'll take your things and go see that the scones are hot.
Miss Bingley? Jane, dear, I have been pining to see you.
How lovely it is of you to visit. How is everyone? Mr. Darcy, your brother?
Oh, very well indeed, my dear. We have all been so busy. Miss Georgiana Darcy is up in town for her first season, you know. She and her brother have been entertaining vastly at the Darcy house.
Well, he is very devoted to his sister.
He is not the only one. Indeed, she is so lovely one can't wonder. And all that fortune. Why, did you know she will have £20,000 when she is of age? Quite the breathtaking sum, isn't it? Not that money matters to either Charles or myself. Still, one can't have too much of it.
Well, I'm sure with such a sweet girl as Miss Darcy, money counts very little. She has many suitors, I suppose.
Naturally, but you can be sure that the Darcy family will only allow her to take a young gentleman of the highest connections. You don't look as well as you did in the country, my dear. Have you been poorly?
Oh, I am better than ever. I am always a little pale in the city. I do miss the fresh air.
Oh.
Are you and your brother staying much longer in London, Caroline?
Only until the conclusion of this affair.
Some business, Caroline.
I wouldn't confide this in anyone else, but you and I are such close friends, even though I haven't had the time at all to visit you here. You promise to keep it a secret?
Of course.
I am hoping to hear the happy news any day now. I know you will be the first to wish them joy.
Them joy?
Charles and dear Georgiana.
Indeed, indeed. I will wish them joy if they truly love each other.
Oh, the dear boy is so much in love. I tease him about it all the time. He is never home now, escorting Miss Darcy here, there, everywhere. Balls, ruse, the playhouse. Mr. Darcy and I have wanted this match for ever so long. Thank you for your wishes. I'll convey them to Charles.
Miss Bingley, may I introduce you to my aunt, Mrs. Gardiner?
Welcome, Miss Bingley.
Vastly pleased, ma'am. Oh, I forgot in all my excitement. Charles sends his best regards.
Thank him for me.
May I offer you some tea, Miss Bingley?
Thank you, just the tiniest cup.
It is very kind of you to make time to visit my aunt, Miss Bingley.
Oh, I should have been here earlier, only I have really been plagued with invitations.
Jane, dearest, I've made your tea stronger. Jane has been overtired, gadding about so much since she came to London.
Oh, but I didn't know you had any acquaintances here.
Is that why you've been so attentive to her?
Well, I didn't know she had come to London until...
She called nearly a month ago?
Auntie, I have no claim on Miss Bingley's time. She has many friends in London of much longer standing.
Indeed, dear Jane, you understand perfectly. She is always so sweet about one's difficulties. Even this short visit has simply bankrupted my time. Mr. Darcy's visiting his aunt at Rosings means I have to take Miss Georgiana Darcy entirely under my wing, and I can't leave those two young people alone at home, you know. The betrothal is not announced yet. It was a nice visit, ma'am.
Attend Miss Bingley to her coach, Maggie.
Such a delight to see you again, dear Jane. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Auntie!
There, my darling, I know. It's the disillusionment that cuts the very heart.
I can't understand it. I must have been deceived in his regard for me. There, I am resolved. He shall be banished from my mind. But I shall always regard him as the most pleasant young gentleman.
Which is a mystery to me. When I met him at Longbourn, he seemed such a properly sweet young gentleman.
Oh, he is. Oh, it is no use. I shall always love him more than any other man.
Good morning, Miss Elizabeth.
Good morning, sir.
It seems a pity to be wasting all the sunshine.
It would be if one were doing so without good reason.
You are writing letters.
Shall we say I was trying to?
Pray do not let me disturb you.
Was there something you wished to say, Mr. Darcy?
I was wondering whether you were pleased with Kent.
I prefer Hertfordshire.
We have had little opportunity for conversing these past few days. I was surprised to discover you a fellow guest at my aunt's.
I, too, was surprised. I had expected to visit the Collinses at the parsonage. I was not prepared for such an excess of hospitality on the part of your aunt.
Well, Lady Catherine does like to have young people about her. But I did not know you were to be here.
Otherwise, you might have remained in town.
On the contrary, I would have come with all the greater expedience.
You surprise me, sir. I did not know you were so sociably inclined.
Usually I am not. You wish to continue writing letters, but when you have more leisure.
Mr. Darcy, if it is conversation you are in need of, I am sure your aunt, the Lady Catherine, would be delighted to furnish it. You must excuse me. I have to finish my letter.
Cousin, you are surely not aware that her ladyship intends to join you presently.
I am honored, but I am very busy, Mr. Collins.
Busy? No one is busy when Lady Catherine de Bourgh honors them with her attention.
It would seem you have discovered an exception, Mr. Collins.
You must forgive my fair cousin. She's had so few advantages. I like to prepare things for her ladyship. She's accustomed to deference. Her ladyship is coming. Are you quite certain you're ready, cousin?
Yes, Mr. Collins.
Here you are, Darcy. It is kind of you to amuse Miss Bennet until I can entertain her. Miss Bennet, I was sorry to notice your small appetite at breakfast. It is not a sensible habit to make a light meal in the morning. Oh, that window is so widely open. The sunlight is very bad for the good furniture. No, Collins, leave it. Where is Fitzwilliam?
Still asleep, I believe.
Asleep? But it's close to 9 o'clock. Whatever can he be thinking of?
Of nothing, I should imagine. Remember, he has been fighting for his country in India. He has the right to be tired.
But he has no right to be late for breakfast in my house. What were you and Miss Bennet saying to each other, Darcy? Why? So you're writing letters, Miss Bennet?
I was.
But why in this room? We always write our letters in the library.
Yes, I know, Lady Catherine. But the library does not possess such a view. And I write with so much more inspiration when looking out on green trees and flowers. Just look at that hawthorn hedge over there.
But you have not seen half the beauty of Rosings yet, cousin. That view's trifling. Merely trifling.
That, Miss Bennet, is not a view at all. Miss Bennet has not been here 3 days, and most of that time has been spent in Fitzwilliam's company, Mr. Collins. My estate would require a month at least to appreciate all its varied prospects. Now, you did not finish telling me about your sisters last evening. Would you like to tell? Collins?
I believe Miss Bennet wishes to finish her letters, Aunt.
Nonsense, Darcy. I haven't had sufficient leisure to become acquainted with Miss Bennet since her arrival. It is fortunate that I happened to have a little time this morning. We are waiting for Mrs. Collins to accompany us to our weekly duty visits to the cottagers. Now, your sisters, how many do you say you had?
4, your ladyship.
4. And then how many carriages does your papa keep, my dear?
1, Lady Catherine.
Then remind me, what was your mamma's maiden name?
Gardiner, ma'am. And she has a brother who lives in Cheapside. He's an attorney and he will...
Cousin, I beg of you.
Never mind, Collins. I choose not to have heard. Do you play my child and sing?
A little.
Oh, I am happy to hear it. Music is, of all subjects, my delight. I would have been a great proficient if I had learned.
Oh, I'm sure you would, Lady Catherine.
Has your governess left you?
We never had a governess.
What? No governess, great heavens! Your mamma must have been the perfect slave to your education.
Oh, no.
Pray, what is your age?
As I am still unmarried, your ladyship can hardly expect me to answer that question.
Well, you can't be more than 20, so there's plenty of time before you need to begin lying about your age. If you receive no offer before you are 30...
Is there anything else you would like to know about me, Lady Catherine?
Well, my dear, I think you've told us enough about yourself for this morning. Now, I really must devote some of my attention to Mrs. Collins. Collins, hurry her.
Good morning, and good morning, Miss Elizabeth.
Good morning, sir.
Ah, Darcy.
Fitzwilliam, I fully appreciate all you've done for England, but you're expected to arrive in time for breakfast here. Do you understand?
Forgive me, I overslept. I am a lazy beggar, you know, and I take every advantage of such a charming hostess.
Tut, you are incorrigible. Miss Bennet will receive a false impression of your habits.
On the contrary, Lady Catherine, I have already received only the best.
Upon my honor, that is quite a spontaneous compliment, dashed if it isn't. I hope I shan't disappoint you. Did you hear that, Darcy?
And Miss Bennet is not easily impressed, Aunt.
You see, I'm in the unexpected position.
Well, I have said nothing to your discredit. There's nothing to say.
Miss Bennet, I do not understand your meaning. My gentleman is too gentlemanlike to expose anybody.
Say, Miss Bennet, I should like to know something about Darcy. Why don't you retaliate and expose him? How does he behave at Hertfordshire society?
Very strangely.
Miss Bennet!
I am sorry, ma'am, but truth compels me to state that he was unsociable and silent most of the time.
I lack the talent for conversing easily with strangers.
I do not play the piano so well as I should like, but I always thought that to be my own fault, because I did not take the trouble of practicing.
You're right. You have spent your time much better than I. Forgive me.
Were you criticizing my nephew, Miss Bennet?
Criticizing Mr. Darcy? Oh, Lady Catherine.
No, I thought you wouldn't presume to. He has misunderstood you.
Oh, Miss Collins, good morning.
Charles.
Oh, Mrs. Collins, you must have forgotten how much I dislike to be kept waiting.
Mrs. Collins was gathering together the accounts your ladyship so graciously asked for.
Ah, yes, the accounts of the feed of your poultry and cows, Mrs. Collins.
Yes, I had to send one of the footmen back to the parsonage for the latest one, but they're all there. You see how fortunate I am in her ladyship, Lizzie.
I am beginning to, Charlotte.
Nothing is too small for her ladyship's kind attention, even in so small a household as mine.
Ours, my love.
'Tis the least I can do, my dears.
I say.
No, Charlotte.
But come now, my dears. I've heard some of the cottagers are disposed to be quarrelsome again.
I have told them so often the duty of counting their blessings, your ladyship.
You wouldn't believe, Lizzie, how discontented some of these poor cottagers can be, and they're nice little two-roomed cottages, too. But Lady Catherine silences their complaints and settles their disputes.
I can well imagine it.
Now, my dears, I will really listen to no more compliments for today. We must go to your parsonage first. You may walk over, and I will drive over in the carriage to join you. Are you coming, Fitzwilliam?
Oh, no thank you, Aunt. I don't feel as well qualified as you and Mr. Collins on how to tell the villagers to live.
You're probably right.
I shall stay and plague Miss Bennet a little bit longer, and then go find Darcy, and then go for my constitutional.
I see. And Miss Bennet, before you seal your letter, I want to send some advice home to your mother. I will speak to you later about it. Now, come, my dears. Thank you.
Oh, my poor Charlotte.
Come, now cheer up. Why don't you go on for a walk with me? You can write that dashed old letter later.
It is tempting out there in that dew-drenched world. It's also green and wet and shining. No, I shall be firm. I shall meet you on your way back, though I shall have to do it by stealth.
Good by Jove, it must be dull being a woman. I have thought about it often. Never going anywhere on your own, always sitting, knitting, or netting, whatever it is you call it. Purses and strings, waiting for some chap to make you an offer. Egad, how does a girl like you put up with it?
Well, for one thing, I don't net purses, and I'm not waiting for any offers. And I actually came to Hunsford, alone, in a mail coach. Now, what do you think of that?
You are too intelligent for a young lady. Now that is your trouble.
And for most of the young gentlemen I meet. Now, Colonel, what about your constitutional and my letter?
Say, Miss Elizabeth, would you mind if I asked you a question?
As long as I don't have to answer.
It's about Darcy. You heard him just now. I'm rather fond of the solemn old owl. Why are you so prejudiced against him?
Prejudiced? I did not know I was that. Frankly, I dislike him, though it isn't very polite to show it. I hope I did not. I have very good reasons for my prejudice. As to that, you should ask Mr. Darcy why he adopts such a superior attitude.
It's that confounded pride of his. It always gets mistaken for conceit, but once you really get to know him,
Is there really much to know beyond a supreme self-assurance and disdain for anyone less than a peer? Such snobbery in a well-born man is incomprehensible to me. I always thought only inferior people were snobs.
Well, it's surprising how many well-born people are like that. It's taught to them by nursemaids and governesses from when they're youngsters, but underneath all that nonsense, Darcy is awfully decent. He has a mind and a heart, too. If you can only get him to open up.
I shouldn't bother to try.
I'd really like to change your opinion. I'm such a stupid ass. I have no vocabulary when I want to convince.
You're a loyal friend, and I like you for it. But I was wondering, nevertheless, if you could mention one kind of action.
Yes, I can mention one.
Let me hear it.
What if I were to tell you that he stayed tied up to London all of last winter, just to keep a friend away from temptation?
Temptation?
The temptation of making a disastrous marriage.
Oh.
This friend of his, chap named Dingley or Bingley or something like that, evidently conceived some consuming passion for a designing minx he met at some outlandish place in the countryside.
That happens so often, doesn't it?
Yes, doesn't it? And in addition to her nefarious schemes, she was aided by a particularly awful specimen of a mother.
Perhaps it was one of those mothers whose kind intentions are often fatal to those she most wishes to help.
Probably, but in addition to the mother, she had 4 sisters who must have been veritable she-wolves. Poor Bingley was as good as caught.
But Darcy snatched him from the jaws of the she-wolves.
Yes, exactly. It was a really frightfully decent thing for him to have done.
Indeed it was. It seems I have been underrating Mr. Darcy. I did not know he was made of such heroic stuff.
Yes, Miss Bennet, are you laughing at me?
No, Colonel. Not at you.
I did want you to know the truth.
Oh, Fitzwilliam, are you going out?
I was, but I'll wait.
No, if you will take the same road as we discovered yesterday, I will join you presently.
Good, au revoir. Miss Bennet?
Miss Bennet, I wish to speak with you.
I should have thought it evident that I wished to finish my letter.
You are not very polite. You are such a stickler for politeness in Hertfordshire.
We are most of us sticklers for virtues in other people.
Miss Elizabeth,
Sir? What is it, Mr. Darcy?
In vain have I struggled. It will not do. My feelings will not be repressed. You must allow me to tell you how ardently I admire and love you. In declaring myself thus, I understand I am going expressly against the wishes of my family, my friends, and I hardly need add my own better judgment. The relative situations of our family is such that any alliance between us must be regarded as a highly reprehensible connection, and as a rational man, I myself cannot but regard it as so. Yet it cannot be helped. Almost from the earliest moments of our acquaintance, I have come to feel for you a passionate admiration and regard, which, despite all my struggles, has overcome every rational objection, and I beg most fervently for you to relieve my suffering and consent to be my wife.
In such cases as these, I believe the established mode is to express a sense of obligation. But I cannot. I have never desired your good opinion, and you have certainly bestowed it most unwillingly. I am sorry to cause pain to anyone, but it was most unconsciously done, and hope will be of short duration.
And this is all the reply I am to expect. I might wonder why, with so little effort at civility, I am rejected.
And I might wonder why, with so evident a desire to offend and insult me, you chose to tell me that you liked me, against your will, against your reason, and even against your character. Was this not some excuse for incivility, if indeed I was uncivil? I have every reason in the world to think ill of you. Do you think any consideration would tempt me to accept the man who's been the means of ruining the happiness of a most beloved sister? Can you deny that you have done it?
I have no wish to deny it. I did everything in my power to separate my friend from your sister, and I rejoice in my success. Towards him, I have been far kinder than towards myself.
But it is not only that in which my dislike of you is founded. Long before that had taken place, my dislike of you was decided when I first heard of Mr. Wickham's stories of your dealings with him. How can you defend yourself on that subject?
You take an eager interest in that man's regards.
Who that knows what his misfortunes have been could help but feeling an interest in him.
Oh, his misfortunes, yes, his misfortunes, they have been great indeed.
And of your infliction. You have reduced him to his present state of poverty, and yet you can treat his misfortunes with contempt and ridicule.
And this is your opinion of me? My faults by these calculations are heavy indeed. But these offenses might have been avoided had not your pride been hurt by the honest confessions of the scruples which have so long prevented me from making any serious design on you. Had I concealed my struggles and flattered you, but disgrace and disguise of every sort is my abhorrence, and I am not ashamed of the feelings I related. They were natural and just. Did you expect me to congratulate myself on the inferiority of your family, or on the hopes of relations whose condition in life is so decidedly below my own?
You are mistaken, Mr. Darcy. The mode of your declaration merely spared me any concern I might have felt in refusing you had you behaved in a more gentlemanlike manner. You could not have made me the offer of your hand in any possible way that would have tempted me to accept it. From the very beginning, your manners impressed me with the fullest belief of your arrogance, your conceit, and your selfish disdain for the feelings of others. I had not known you a month before I felt that you were the last man in the world whom I could ever marry.
You have said quite enough. I perfectly comprehend your feelings and now only have to be ashamed of what my own have been. Forgive me for having taken up your time, and accept my best wishes in your health and happiness.
Don't worry about Miss Jane, miss.
I'm all right. I'm just tired, Mrs. Lake.
Well, you can't believe how glad I was to see you last night. The responsibility was too much for me.
I came home as soon as I got Papa's message. Jane looks happier out there where she can see the flowers, doesn't she, Mrs. Lake?
Yes, and the apothecary was right. Well, if I might take the liberty, miss, couldn't we hint to the young gentleman?
Oh, no. She would never forgive us.
Oh, I see. And if you'll excuse me, it might be best to keep Mrs. Bennet away from Miss Jane. It upsets Jane to hear your lady mother always blaming a Mr. Bingley.
Yes, I will tell Mamma. You see, she is so anxious that she imagines all sorts of things.
Yes, I know. Well, she'll stay away and Jane will get better soon. Come sit.
Lizzie, my dear, are you very tired? How was Jane? Was it a bad night?
I'm worried, Papa. She seems so languid. Every time I speak to her, she just gives that angelic smile. You know it. Oh, Papa.
Oh, we can't have you too losing courage, Lizzie. If things do not get better by tomorrow, I have decided to call a physician down from London. Oh, it's you I'm worried about. You're not getting any sleep. There's too much on your shoulders. Your mother, as per usual, is quite useless in a crisis.
I don't think that's a proper way to speak about your wife, Mr. Bennet. You can't blame me for my nerves. How is Jane? Oh, I wanted to see if she's warm.
Don't, Mamma. Don't disturb her. I promised Mrs. Lake we would all keep away from her until she wakes up.
See how nice it is to have you home again with everything at 6s and 7s. Our darling Jane brought back unconscious. No doubt the fault of that fickle Mr. Bingley.
Mrs. Bennet, I wish you would refrain from saying those sorts of things in other people's company. They humiliate your daughter.
Well, if she dies of a broken heart, it will be a comfort to know the young man is responsible.
You certainly get your comfort in queer ways, Mrs. Bennet. Lizzie, your Aunt Gardner informed us that Jane had not been feeling well for some time in London.
Aunt Gardner should have let us know. I would have gone straight there.
Oh, I don't know why you should be having all this trouble.
Well, it seems to me that Jane is having all the issues. Mrs. Bennet, you have all the complaints. Have you heard how your daughter Lydia is going on at Brighton?
Oh, that is another thing. Ever since our dear Lydia has gone to Brighton, we've only had 2 letters. And that, my dear, is all your fault.
Your reasoning is too intricate for me, my dear. Evidently, your daughter is enjoying herself. Now, if I remember rightly, the last letter your daughter sent us informed us that she and her friends had just returned from pacing the seafront, attended by Mr. Wickham and other officers.
Yes, the dear child is always surrounded. You never did her justice, but you will see she will make the best match of all my girls, and that, my love, is sensible. Dear, we have heard so little of your trip to Rosings. How do the Collinses live? Very comfortably, I suppose. And what sort of table do they keep? I suppose Charlotte is an excellent manager. And if she's anything like her mother, then stingy. Nothing extravagant in their housekeeping, I'll warrant.
I didn't have time to investigate, Mamma. You forget. We only stayed at Rosings.
Too bad. I guess you can't tell me anything. Well, I suppose when they were alone in their rooms, they said how they should have Longbourn after your father is dead.
I admire the composure with which you're able to speak of that inevitable prospect, Mrs. Bennet. Though, let us hope for better things. Let us flatter ourselves with the idea that I may be the survivor.
Well, if one can enjoy an estate that is not their own, then so much the better. Oh, your father, no doubt, feels guilty whenever I refer to the matter.
Then would it not be kinder to spare his feelings, Mamma?
Yes, but I don't hold with this running away from responsibility. When one has daughters.
The Lady Catherine de Bourgh.
Lady Catherine de Bourgh.
This lady, I suppose, is your mother?
May I present my mother? Lady Catherine de Bourgh, Mamma.
Miss Happy. I notice you have a very small park here.
Yes. But it is much larger than Sir William Lucas's. How has your ladyship lunched?
Certainly. At the Jolly Nose in Meryton. Do you think I'd be unsure of where I could procure my luncheon? I have more respect for my stomach, I hope, Mrs. Bennet. The Jolly Nose is as good as in as any, and the cook is no doubt more efficient than any you are likely to have in a place with such a very small park.
But of course, Lady Catherine.
Miss Bennet, I would like to converse with you alone.
I am most flattered at your interest in my Lizzie. If you need me, I shall be in the library. I'm reading a book.
Is your chair comfortable, Lady Catherine?
Sit there, Miss Bennet, where I can see you plainly. You know why I am here?
No, indeed. I do not know what I have done to deserve this honor.
Has your conscience not told you?
My conscience?
Miss Bennet, I am not to be trifled with. I am celebrated for my frankness. Don't assume those innocent airs. I'm not a man. They will have no effect whatever upon me. A report reached me last week that you hope to be married to my nephew, Mr. Darcy. I would not insult him by asking of the truth of this, so I came haste from Rosings to tell you my exact sentiments.
What a long way to come for such a purpose, especially as I know nothing of such a rumor.
Will you promise there is no foundation for it?
No, I do not pretend to be as celebrated for frankness as your ladyship, so there are certain questions I may not choose to answer. This is one of them.
But how dare you? I insist on knowing. Has my nephew made you an offer of marriage?
But your ladyship has already declared that to be impossible.
Well, it certainly should be. But your arts may have entangled him into forgetting what he owes his family.
Then surely I should be the last to admit it.
Miss Bennet, do you know who I am? I am the closest relative he has and entitled to know his dearest concerns.
Then question him. You are certainly not entitled to know mine.
Miss Bennet, I'm ashamed of you. Is this your gratitude for my hospitality?
Gratitude? But Lady Catherine, I regard hospitality as a mutual grace, and by no means consider myself an object for charity.
Understand, my girl, I came here determined. I'm not used to submitting to any person's whims or brooking disappointments.
That is unfortunate, for it is rather late in life for your ladyship to be receiving your first taste of it.
Be silent. The idea of you wanting to marry out of your own sphere.
I should not consider it so. Mr. Darcy is a gentleman, and I am the daughter of one.
Pray, what is your mother? A lady? The daughter of a shopkeeper? A brother? An attorney? You see, I am not deceived by your graces.
And you, Lady Catherine? The daughter of a peer? It's strange how little birth seems to affect questions of taste or gentleness of heart.
As if you could know anything about such things. Answer me once and for all, are you engaged to my nephew?
I must ask you to speak in a lower key. My sister is asleep out there. No, I am not engaged to him.
And will you promise me you never will be?
I will not.
Miss Bennet, I am shocked. Then I refuse to leave until you have given me that promise.
I trust your ladyship will have a pleasant journey back to Rosings. Hill, her ladyship's coach, if you please.
It is waiting, Miss Lizzie.
I take no leave of you, Miss Bennet. I said no farewell message to your mother. Miss Bennet, I am seriously displeased. Has her ladyship left so soon? I'd hoped to have a nice talk with her about the Collinses.
She didn't wish to remain longer, Mamma.
She is a very fine-looking woman, and her visit was prodigiously civil. Yes, I suppose she came to tell us that the Collinses were well. On her way somewhere, I dare say. Passing through Meryton. Thought she might as well call on you. I suppose she had nothing particular to say, Lizzie.
No, nothing at all.
Lizzie, are you upstairs?
In here, Papa.
Oh, here, read this.
What is it, Mr. Bennet? You look vexed about something.
Papa, this is frightful.
Mr. Bennet, I believe I am deserving of your confidence as my daughter, Lizzie.
Colonel Forster informs us that your daughter Lydia has gone off with Mr. Wickham.
Oh. The dear child. She has no wedding clothes. Mr. Bennet, you must send money at once. And how will she know the best warehouses? Lizzie, my love, you should send her a letter and have her...
They they left at Saturday at midnight and weren't missed until 8 o'clock yesterday morning.
Oh, but he will surely marry her, Papa.
What? They're not married? What? That is impossible. My Lydia would never do such a thing. What is this?
Kindly control yourself, Mrs. Bennet. This is no time for hysterics. Here, listen to this. Your daughter Lydia left a message for my wife stating that she and Mr. Wickham had gone off to Gretna Green. I at once set off after them and traced them as far as Clapham, but for they lost all clues, for they departed into a hackney coach. And
Mama!
if you will restrain your outcries for one moment until we ascertain the exact situation, then you may continue again if you wish.
But they have no wedding clothes.
Mrs. Bennet, if you will try and not be silly. All that is known is after this they were seen to continue the London road. And after making every possible inquiry on that side of London, I am sincerely grieved to tell you that I can find no further trace of them and no word of any marriage ceremony.
Hush, Mama! Colonel Forster's letter only states that he has found no trace of the ceremony yet. That doesn't mean
Whatever it means that I will attend to that young man.
Mr. Bennet, you frightened me out of your wits. I know your father will fight Mr. Wickham, and then he will be killed, and then will be turned out of the house before he's cold in his grave.
Oh, do hush, Mama!
Mrs. Bennet, please, don't stress. We must all keep our heads. Yeah, I can help you upstairs, and Mrs. Lake will prepare you a sleeping potion.
Try to stand up, Mama. I'll fetch Mrs. Lake. Papa and Hill will help you upstairs.
It's okay, dear.
Mrs. Lake, Mama is very ill and needs some rest.
Come here, ma'am.
Have your mistress upstairs and
Lean on me. Oh, I can manage alone. That's the way, ma'am. Lean on me, lean on me.
Get the carriage ready. You're driving to the post house. I'll catch the mail easily there.
Yes, sir.
Lizzie, I must be off at once. Can you manage things here?
Of course, Papa.
Don't worry. I'll find them. I'll make that scoundrel marry her.
Just get them married. Don't worry about punishing Mr. Wickham. But how could Lydia have done this?
That shameless girl. She would have eloped with anything in uniform.
It's our fault. Mine especially. I had been warned about Mr. Wickham. I could have saved her. We never bothered about that poor child, but to criticize her.
I, too, am to blame. My heart has its own bitterness, you know.
I know, Papa. Dear, I know.
I must go at once. I will say goodbye to your mother and get my things.
Yes, Papa.
Mr. Darcy, sir, and Mr. Bingley.
Hope we are not intruding, sir.
Not at all, gentlemen. I was just posting up to London for a few days and must be off. Goodbye, Lizzie. Take care of yourself.
I'll manage, Papa.
Gentlemen?
Your servant, sir.
Miss Elizabeth, may I be permitted to see Miss Jane?
She is very ill, Mr. Bingley.
I was shocked to hear it. I was told of her illness only today. Mr. Darcy learned of it at Rosings and found me in London and brought me here. I know you and your family have every reason to think ill of me, and I shouldn't blame your sister if she refused ever to see me again. But there are some sentiments too strong to be suppressed or denied. Please, do let me see her, Miss Elizabeth.
I understand. She's out here. Mr. Darcy, I find myself in the unexpected position of having to thank you.
You do not need to embarrass yourself. I simply beg that you will accept my word of honor that I did not know that your sister truly cared for Charles. He knew of it no more than I did. Miss Bingley assured us both that it was simply a passing interest.
Miss Bingley formed her opinions too readily, as I did in my judgments of Mr. Wickham. Mr. Darcy, you must tell me what you know of him.
You care for him.
No. But it is very important that you tell me the truth about him.
Very well. Part of the story he tells is true. He was granted a small legacy in my father's will, and I saw to it that it was more than fulfilled. I gave him £3,000, an offer of a clerical living at Pemberley. He haughtily refused the living and graciously accepted the money, and it was gone in a year thanks to his ill luck in gambling and fascination for women. He was driven to more desperate measures, and he learned that my sister was at Ramsgate.
Your sister and Mr. Wickham?
He persuaded the child of 15 that she was in love with him and made her promise to elope. Thank goodness I arrived in time to spoil their plans.
Oh, if I had only listened to you, I could have saved poor Lydia.
Poor Lydia?
She was staying at Brighton with the Forsters. She eloped from there. That is why my father has just gone up to London. He will never marry her. She has no money, no connections, nothing to tempt him with. Lydia is done for.
Please, you must not despair.
You see, my family is not only inferior, but disgraced now. You should be grateful to me.
And may I come again tomorrow to see her?
Indeed you may, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Elizabeth.
And you will come again tomorrow?
I hope I shall come see her on every tomorrow that may ever be.
You must excuse me, Miss Bennet. I must leave Netherfield at once.
But I thought you were to stay on with
I
us
find it impossible to stay on.
But what has caused the sudden change?
You know I never cared for the country.
Goodbye, Miss Elizabeth. I'm sorry.
Goodbye, Mr. Bingley. Goodbye, Mr. Darcy. Jane! Oh, Jane!
How lovely it is to be alive on such a morning, Mamma.
Yes, even the weather seems to be celebrating your engagement to that dear Mr. B. I must learn to call him Charles now, since he's to be my son-in-law. Oh, Jane, I could scarce sleep on nights for happiness.
Dear Mamma.
2 son-in-laws and both my daughters to be married women. Lydia married to that naughty Mr. Wickham. Oh, your father certainly handled all that business very, very well. If it were not for Lizzie, I cannot bear to see her become an old maid. If only she had not been so uppish with that Mr. Collins.
Well, let that be a lesson to her. Marriage is in the air, I see. Two in the family, eh? Completely restored of your health, Mrs. Bennet. And you too, Jane. Restored of your original health. When does Mr. Bingley arrive?
He'll be here any moment, Papa.
That young man, Mr. Darcy, is quite an extraordinary young man. We saw quite a lot of him at the Gardeners whilst in London.
Darcy? Darcy at the Gardeners?
See, Lizzie? I told you you misjudged him.
Lizzie thinks she knows more than everybody else.
Oh, no, Mamma. Not everybody.
To be sure, you were only 20. I was married to Mr. Bennet when I was 17.
And remember how irresistible you were, my dear.
Don't despair, Mamma. While there's life, there's hope. And after all, I've still got some of my teeth.
You shouldn't joke about such things, my dear. You know, you can't expect your father to find another 10,000 for you or your Uncle Gardner. I understand he found the sum for us. Although I do hope he doesn't expect us to pay it back.
I didn't know my uncle could spare so much money.
Anyways, it is nice that someone paid for dear Lydia's dowry.
Otherwise, no doubt, the naughty Mr. Wickham would have continued to live in sin with her.
Listen. If the servants were to hear you.
Well, but isn't that the accepted way of mentioning a young man and gentleman who are travelling about in post-chaises together without the benefit of clergy?
Oh, there is no way of mentioning it, not to respectable people.
My poor Uncle Gardner had to spend £10,000 so that respectable people could mention it. I only hope he has not sacrificed the principal of his fortune for this worthless pair.
You can dismiss that worry from your mind, Lizzie.
What do you mean, Papa?
My dear Brother Gardner, I knew you would handle everything.
But £10,000.
Oh, never mind, Lizzie. It is none of your business. Lydia is married and secured, and that is all that matters.
Cannibals and brigands are gentle in comparison.
In comparison with what?
Mothers.
Oh, did I mention that it was through Mr. Darcy's efforts that we found the pair?
Mr. Darcy?
What?
And that he obtained the money to buy back Lydia's respectability.
So he must be a noble
character. But why would Mr. Darcy do all this?
I understand that he detests Mr. Wickham and has never been all that nice to my darling Lydia. Although I wish a family member had paid for that dowry. Why didn't my brother Gardner?
For the very simple reason, he doesn't got it. As why Mr. Darcy played the philanthropist, that will be revealed in its own time. But remember, Lydia and Wickham are never to know.
No, you needn't worry about me ever telling, my dear. I prefer Mr. Wickham to believe that a member of the family paid from his wife's dowry. And that way, when I want to visit my girl, he can never object. I heard you had a letter, my dear.
Oh, that is right. I have had a letter, and it informed me that their regiment, Lydia and Wickham's, are coming up north. They will arrive here any time now.
Mr. Bennet! But I heard you whisper to Hill that you won't have them.
Well, we must receive them, Papa.
Yes, we must.
Well, perhaps you are right.
How nice it will be to see Lydia again.
Mr. Charles Bingley.
Charles, dear.
Your servant, ma'am. And yours. My sister sends greetings to all of you from Netherfield, and to you especially.
Give her my thanks.
Oh, nice everything, just as it used to be.
Not quite, ma'am. I'm hoping, to have a new mistress there very soon. I came over today, sir, for your consent. You received my letter in London?
You, Mr. Bingley, are the first of my daughter's suitors to meet with my approval, with all my heart, sir. You are a good girl, Jane. I am happy to see a husband worthy of you. I have not a single doubt about the success of this marriage. You two are too much alike not to agree. You both are so kind that your servants will always impose on you, and so generous that you will always exceed your income. Bless you, my children.
Oh, Mr. Bennet, you do say the queerest things. My darling Jane has never been extravagant. And as for exceeding their income, why, dear Charles has 5,000 a year. And that ought to keep them out of the almshouse.
Mama, don't you think Charles and I could go for a walk in the garden?
Oh, yes, that's fine.
Mr. and Mrs. Wickham.
My dear, and let me greet my very first son-in-law.
Oh, Mama, such a journey we've had.
Terribly tedious indeed.
Well, congratulate me. I'm married now.
Oh, Lydia, dear.
Jane, dear. Charles.
Have you seen any of our friends in Meryton, Miss Elizabeth?
I have not, Mr. Wickham.
Now, may I be less formal, Lizzie?
There is no need for that.
Lizzie, my child.
Lydia.
Oh, Papa, did you have a nice journey back from London? We left quite soon after you. There was plenty of room in our chaise for you. Oh, wasn't there, Mr. Wickham?
We should have been honored.
Only think, it's been 3 whole months since I went away. Just the same old place. Oh, good gracious. I certainly had no idea of being married when I left. Oh, Mama, do the people whereabouts know I'm married?
Of course, my dear. Everyone knows it.
Do you know what happened on our chase down? Our chase overtook Mr. William Golding in his curricle. I was determined he should know. I mean, about me being married, of course. So, what do you think I did? As our chase passed his, I let down the window frame, the one next to him, and I let out my hand like, this, so that he could see my wedding ring. Well, the whole of Meryton will know it by now. Oh, and then I bowed and smiled like this. Oh, you can still be the prettiest if you like, but I was the one who got married first, so. Oh, and what do you girls think of my new husband? Isn't he charming?
You embarrass me, Mrs. Wickham.
I only hope they have half my good luck. They must go to Brighton. That's the place to find husbands.
Yes, but must you and Mr. Wickham live so far away?
Why not? I'm going to love it there. I dare say, you and Papa and sisters must come and visit me, and there will be plenty of balls there for you to attend. And I will get you girls husbands before the winter's over.
Thank you, Lydia. But I don't particularly care for your way of getting husbands.
Jealousy is a dreadful feeling. Poor Lizzie. Jane, I'm glad you at least aren't jealous of me getting a husband before you.
But perhaps Jane will follow in your footsteps very soon.
I was the first at any rate, so.
Yes. Well, you and Mr. Wickham must go upstairs and prepare for our luncheon, and you are not allowed to leave before then.
Don't we make an excellent couple?
Charles, you must take Jane out for some sunshine, and do forgive my dear Lydia. She is so young. Oh.
I'm delighted to see her so happy again. My darling, I can't believe this.
Is it harder to believe than what you believed in London?
Jane, you knew I loved you when I left Netherfield.
Oh, yes, but I had that knowledge all to myself. Its only value is when it is mutual.
But I was assured of your indifference, my darling.
And that is a testament to your modesty rather than to your judgment.
If only I had known.
If only you had asked.
My dear fellow, I didn't know.
You ought to wish me joy. It is your doing, you know.
Oh, words wouldn't do it for me, my dear Jane. I just wish you both every happiness. Now, don't let me keep you from your walk.
You? I did not expect to.
I hope I am not altogether unwelcome.
I am glad of the opportunity of expressing my gratitude for all you have done, for all of us.
Let it be but for yourself, for in everything I did, I thought only of you.
Of me?
You are too generous to trifle with me, Miss Bennet. If your feelings towards me are still the same as they were in Rosings, say so at once. My affections and wishes are unchanged, but one word from you will silence me on this matter forever.
My feelings. Oh, my feelings are... I'm ashamed of what I said then. My feelings are so different. In fact, they are quite the opposite.
When Lady Catherine told me of her visiting you, I must say I believe it had the opposite effect of the one she desired. It taught me to hope as I had scarcely allowed myself to hope before. I knew if you still detested me, you would have said so.
Yes, you know enough of my candor to believe me capable of that. If I could have no scruples abusing you to your face after abusing you to your relatives.
But what did you say of me that I did not deserve? My behavior towards you was unpardonable. I shall never forget your reproof. You know not how those words have tormented me.
I had no idea my words would be so taken to heart.
Yes, I will never forget the disgust on your face when you said that there was no manner in which I could have approached you that would have induced you to accept me.
Do not repeat what I said then.
I've been a selfish being all my life. Though given good principles, I was left to follow them in pride and conceit. Such I might have still been, if it were not for you, dearest, loveliest Elizabeth.
Hey, weren't they great? These guys are awesome. So thank you so much for coming tonight. There will be 2 more showings tomorrow, and then that's it at 2 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. So thanks again. Please spread the word so that as many people get to experience this awesome cast as possible. And one more thing, I just want to give a special thanks to Eklund Properties, which gave us this beautiful space. So a round of applause for them. Yeah. And we're very grateful for that, and it fits the show very well. So thank you so much. God bless you all, and have a great night.